Well, Brown, not the result you were looking for today, but what were your thoughts on the game in general?
I thought it was a game we've obviously lost comfortably, but it was a game that was our own downfall. A goal conceded in the first minute of the match, the first minute of the second half. Obviously the third goal and the fourth goal particularly, showed how much in terms of within the game we actually caused our own problems. But when you concede so early, so sloppily as we did, it's so hard to then get a foothold in the game. Yeah, we've had a couple of one-on-one opportunities and we've had opportunities for set plays and stuff. But overall, we never gave ourselves a chance to get any momentum or build into the game because we were always chasing it. And yeah, unfortunately ended up.
And how disappointing is it for you to set your stall out and then to go and lose two really early goals in either half?
Well, you go out and that is the biggest disappointment because you set the team up in the first 10 minutes of the game to be positive, to try and put Ayr United under pressure, and then we don't deal with a long ball well enough. We allow too much space in behind us. We don't narrow the space well enough. The next thing, bang, within a minute you're 1-0 down. As I said, you're always then chasing the game and you're always trying to get back into it. And we had particularly in the last maybe 15 minutes of the first half, we had a good spell of pressure, and you're just waiting to make try and get the goal. Greg done well for them keeping us out, but you're always trying to get back into the game. And then second half, again a minute into the game, sloppy free kick. I think it was a free kick. Didn't deal with the first ball well enough, and then it's 2-0 down and almost out of the game. And as it so proved, it became a very costly game for us as well.
And did you feel, you mentioned the 15 minutes at the end of the first half, did you feel the second half you could really push on and go and get yourself back in the game?
Again, when you concede so early in the second half, it's so difficult to go and do that. You're always hoping that the players do that, but that takes the stuffing out of the players. That takes them momentum. We ended the first half well, spoke about that in the change room, spoke about being like that in the second half. We never even gave ourselves a chance to start that way second half. So that's the disappointing part, is that we never managed to build up any momentum at all throughout the game, because we've gifted two early goals. But the biggest thing now is for the players is to regroup, and we've got two huge games. They've been huge for the last 3-4 weeks, but two absolutely huge games coming up. Thankfully we've got a couple of players hopefully coming back from injury and suspension that can bolster the squad. But that's got to be our focus, is not so much today, it's now these two games.
And you travel to Cowdenbeath next weekend. Is it just a case of approaching the last two games as cup finals, really?
It's got to be that way, we've got to be that way regardless of the situation. It's going to go down to the last game of the season, so it's two cup finals that we've got. And even after that disappointing result today, the scoreline and the result, we find ourselves still third bottom, so it's still in our hands. So we've got to go out and be ready for two massive games.
Well, John, a good result here today. Your thoughts on the game?
Yep, I thought we tried to set them up. The gaffer obviously picked the team, but we set it up to be positive today away from home, and we got off to a great start. Great hold-up play with Jordan Preston, good ball into Mikey and a great goal. And away from home, that's a dream start. And obviously that gives the platform to go on and win the game. So really pleased with that.
And at the second half you scored an early goal as well. How important is that to go and build on what was a good first half?
Absolutely, and I think to be fair to the boys as well, I think Stenhousemuir, to be fair to them, had a wee 10-minute spell in the first half where we were under a wee bit of pressure, and I thought the boys got their bodies in, got their blocks in, etc, when they had to. So I think there was both sides of that today. But the goals, the early goal in the first half and certainly the early goal in the second half, they came at good times for us. And I thought after that, we went on to win the game comfortably and play some good stuff. And
Jordan Preston partnered Craig Moore up front again today. How did you feel they performed?
I thought they were excellent. I thought that they worked well as a two. I thought they stretched their back line. They caused them all sorts of problems all day. And I said to Jordan before the game, with his pace and power, he's really got to try and utilise the talents that he's got, and I thought he'd done that today. And young Craig as well, I thought took his goal well, worked hard, and I thought in the second half he actually improved as well. Not that he done well in the first half also, but I thought he came on really in the second half strong. So that was really positive. That was the basis, I think, for us winning the day, was the front two and how they struggled to cope with them.
And you play Peterhead next weekend, just a week and a half before you play them in the playoffs. How do you approach a game like that?
Probably need to ask the gaff for that one. Listen, we want to go up there and we want to win. There's a chance to finish, obviously second, finish above them. So that's what we're looking to do. So, I mean, that's for us to look at and see if we can come up with a team that'll go up there. But we'll certainly be looking to go up and win the game. That's for sure. And I'd also like to say, in terms of the performance today, I think the pitch here, although it's 4G, it does make a difference to us. And even looking back at the game last week, or certainly Somerset at the moment, it's not in the best conditions, and that definitely has an effect on us because we're a decent passing team. So I think you've seen that today on a decent pitch that we can go and play and pass the ball.
And finally, how close are we to having a full squad?
We're not too far away, as far as I'm aware. Jamie Adams, hopefully training next week. Obviously Paddy came through it excellent today. Paddy's back, so he's got 8 minutes under his belt. And Brian Gilmore, we're hoping isn't going to be too far away as well. Alan Troughton, I don't think it's too serious with a hamstring. So hopefully it's we're just starting to get the boys back and ready in time for the big game coming up, big games coming up.